First, I want to welcome everybody to the 103rd graduation. For me, this is about my 60th graduation with the Department of Corrections. We do about 7 or 8 a year. My math is probably off on that a little bit, but I was never very good with numbers, so that's how I became the Deputy Commissioner. You know, 9/11 has different significances for all of us. For all Americans, it has a particularly graded significance. But as a kid, I grew up in New Jersey. I used to get up every morning, and I would go and I would make my breakfast before I went to school, and I would look out the window, and there were the trade centers. And so when I was a real little kid, we could watch them being built. And I had many friends who worked or work for organizations that were housed in the trade centers, and I remember getting phone calls from them that day. And one that's always stuck with me was an old roommate of mine called me later in the day, and he was running down the towers as they were burning. And he's kind of a funny little New York guy, and it was the first time I heard him not cracking jokes in the 20 or 30 years that I've known him. So it's a day that will stick with all of us for a long time. The Department of Corrections is a department where, I don't know the exact number, but we have hundreds of staff who have serve, are a part of the military. A military is a part of their family. We're very overrepresented by the military. Despite what may have been portrayed in the media over the past few months, that's not the whole story. You can ask any one of your counterparts in this department their experience, and I think they'll all give you a positive experience when they were deployed or whatever the case is. I'm proud of the number of military staff in our department. My preference is, frankly, to hire people who have served in the military. They understand what it means to have a very critical mission like we do. Our mission is unreplicated in state government. They understand what it means to get ordered in. They understand what it means to not make your kid's soccer game because you have an extra shift that night. So I'm very proud of our members, and I remember Brian Reed before he left, and I know Brian Reed when he came back. It was a significant experience in his life and has changed him. I've seen a change in Brian. I've seen a change in David Bovat, who's our superintendent at Windsor, who was activated, and both quality staff. You know, a couple of things I want to recognize. We're a department that's just experienced a lot of transition. We've moved the academy and a whole bunch of other things. I want to recognize the academy staff who are driving 2 hours a day to get to work because we've changed the location. I think, Dana's remarks, we have one of the best militaries in the world. We have a lot of military staff in the Department of Corrections. I would submit we have one of the best Department of Corrections in the world, and I think that our academy is one of the best. And I just want to recognize the transition that they're going through. You guys are the first class to come out of the new academy location. We will be watching you very close to see your success. But I want to thank the three of you for really pulling this thing together, and everybody else who helped move stuff. We had academy staff, Barry Mulcahy, who's been with us for a long time, carrying boxes, folding T-shirts, all those types of things that really make a Department of Corrections work. I've known Sarah Sisto, who sang at the opening for a long time. Sarah, I never knew, but we're a staff of many talents, and when we need to chip in, we chip in. You heard remarks from me at the beginning of the academy class that were pretty heavy. I was not, I'll just put this at the get-go. My general personality is not very upbeat anyway, so that is what it is. But you heard some pretty heavy remarks from me at the beginning. This is a serious, serious business. When things go wrong in this business, they go really wrong, and they're really, really bad, and we affect a lot of lives. Every member in the state of Vermont is connected to the Department of Corrections either through our mission of public safety, or they have somebody who works here, brother of a contractor, somehow or some other way they're connected. And you'll continue to hear very heavy remarks throughout your career that just emphasize how critical our mission is to a full functioning society. A Department of Corrections needs to function at a high level in order to protect the rest of the public. And that's what we do in this department. We're a department that's very proud of our track record. We're not perfect, but we are very proud. And so you heard from me, and every class from here on out will hear from me the equally heavy remarks at the beginning. But I want to emphasize what we do here. It's going to affect every part of your life. I've been with the department almost 10 years. And it's an experience that has changed my life. When I was appointed deputy 3 years ago, a little over 3 years ago, I never knew the impact it would have on my life, my family, so on and so forth. But it's going to have tenets all the way through. Interrupt your vacation, so on and so forth. But if you fundamentally believe in what we do, it's a small sacrifice, I believe. So welcome to the Department of Corrections, and I will be checking in with each one of you along the way. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. It is now time for our certificate presentation to the trainees.
Group attention! Right face! Forward march!
Edward Boulay. Matthew Burns. Frank Chilcote. Sarah Goslin. Michael Hawkins. Katrina Jangra. Jeffrey Knox. Joan Mason. Ryan Mays. Jared Messick. Melissa Poulin. Michael Quimby. Jessica Rado. Stephanie Small.